Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'm happy and grateful for you. I say it every week. I don't take days for granted. I don't take this journey for granted. I don't take you for granted. I want to remind you that you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are prosperous. Everything your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. You're great. All right. Don't have to be perfect. We're striving for perfection. This journey is making, molding, and creating us to the perfection of our original DNA. But it is not a mandate for you to walk day to day in perfection. As long as you're walking in purpose, as long as you're continuing to move forward, as long as you're not stagnant, as long as you're willing to die to yourself every day. What do I mean by self? Putting your agenda on the back burner for the agenda that Jehovah God gives you. As long as we're doing that, we always a step ahead. All right. So I'm just here to remind you of that. And I don't know about y'all, but time is flying. I don't know if that's good or bad. Um, for those who know, I lost my uncle. It has been a year already since my dad's baby brother passed away. Blew my mind when Saturday night came. So it put me in this headspace though, because I was like, man, like, we have things that happen in our life, and when we start thinking back, it really triggers us to see how time is moving. And so it was a year ago and 2 days now that my uncle passed, and I was in Texas this time last summer, and I was like, it just doesn't feel like a year has passed already, whatever the circumstance is. It just made me very aware of time and how time is not slowing up. But this is it's written in the last days. Like all this is it. Even though we see the revelation of it, it's things that we know. It's just now they're actually happening. So I was watching a movie, and the first thing that was said on this movie was that life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. And as soon as I don't know if y'all seen the movie Two Hearts, but as soon as that that statement was made, it hit me. And so I have been thinking about it for the last 2 days. And ultimately, we have to be willing in this journey to shift our perspective that life is happening for us. This journey is happening for us. It is not happening to us. Because number one, I always say words are powerful. Okay. 2 and 4, there are two little words, but they hold so much power. All right. Because everything is about perspective. So if you go through this journey that we know is a fixed fight, that we know that we win, that we know is predestined and preordained, that we know that nothing happens by chance or surprise to Jehovah God, just to us. We know these things. But if we're day to day feeling like life happens to us and not for us, it can put us in a place of being a victim, having a victim mentality. Because if life is happening to you, then that's like, oh my God, this is happening. It can lead to murmuring and complaining. But if we have a perspective that this journey is happening for you, it's happening for us, then we'll look at it, and we'll look at it in a different lens. We'll look at it as a cultivating, as a molding, as a making. Okay. So why did that stick to me? This is the thing. The idea that life is happening for us, not to us, it talks about a mindset shift from seeing ourselves as victim of circumstances to recognizing opportunities for growth and learning in every situation. Okay, in every situation. So even with my uncle passing, and you know, for me, he was we're all 5-year increments. So this, like, my sister is 5 years older than me, and then it was my uncle Kevin, he was 10 years older than me. So losing him, and he was only 60, okay? Man, I was telling my my aunt last night, and my uncle, really my uncle, because my aunts are by marriage, but my uncles, you know, they're my dad's brothers. And so I was talking to my uncle, and I was telling him, like, man, I can't believe it's been a year. I said, but you know, everything that happens in life, it happens for us, not to us. And one thing that I am grateful for, I mean, I lost him, and it's still, you know, it's a loss. I'm grieving the way that I grieve, but I grieve with hope. All right. But I was telling my uncle last night, like, man, like, it brought back so many great memories. Okay. Now, growing up in San Antonio, a lot of traumatic things happened back in that time for me, especially between me and my mom. So when I lost my uncle last summer, I was actually in Texas. This is the first time I was in Texas for so long. I have been there for about a month, and it allowed me an opportunity to be in a place that where there were things that I remembered that were not necessary. It was a mindset of life happening to me. I was able to remember things that solidifies life happens for me. Okay. I was able to remember my childhood, not in the places where I remembered the things that were hurtful or that were pivoting, that I felt was in a negative way when I look back, because I was around 8, 10, 12 years old. It made me think about that time, because my uncle was not an uncle, he was a brother. All right. So because we're only 10 years apart, so he's 18, I'm 8. You know, he's 20, I'm 10. And I was like his shadow. So in losing him, life didn't happen to me. It's happening for me. Remembering him 2 days ago, I was able to remember the good things. I was able to remember foundational places of who I am today, places that birthed Nicole D. Jones today. All right. It's all a perspective. It's all a shift. It does not take away the fact that I lost my uncle. I lost him at a young age. It doesn't take away the fact that I feel like we could have had more days. All right. I would want more time with him. But it highlights the fact that my time with him was great. It emphasizes that even though the days in number may have been shortened, the days of lessons were not robbed from me. Oh my God, I could run through this house. All right, so listen, we gotta be willing to shift our perspective. It's Meal Prep Monday. I want you to shift your perspective. I want you to know that this journey is a fixed fight. I just want to remind you, it's a fixed fight. And guess what? We've already won. It's never what we go through, it's how we choose to get through it. It's never the fact that this journey may give us blows that knock us off our feet. It's all about getting back up. All right? It's about how long you stay down, because we're going to trip. We're going to fall. Things are going to happen, but they're strategically done to cultivate and make you into the best version of you unapologetically. Period. Nicole, how can you say that? And now you're talking about death. Man, we're born to die. Okay? Does it feel good? No. Do we want to leave one another? No. But it's a fact that it's gonna happen. Okay? So when it has happened in my life, because I've been fortunate enough not to have to encounter close losses of a person until I've been older. All right? But it don't happen when it happens. It doesn't matter, excuse me, when it happens in your life. A loss is a loss. But I'm so happy and grateful that at this point in my life, I have a made up mind to grieve, not like the world, but with hope. All right. I have a made up mind to believe that this is not the end. This is the journey to the beginning of my forever. So I'm intentional to shift my perspective. Doesn't mean I don't get sad. I just told y'all last week, Father's Day took me all the way out this year. All right. But guess what? I got back up. I'm back on the calls. I'm doing what I have to do. I gave myself grace to skip a Monday because there's over 200 videos y'all could go look at on YouTube. I had to grace myself, but I got back up. Okay? When we start looking at life happens for us, not to us, excuse me, we'll be willing to do what we need to do to get up stronger, get up better, get up healthier, get up happier, get up with the joy that we need because it's our strength. Man, listen, perspective, all right? It allows us to grow from everything that happens, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how bad it is. Listen, losing my dad, I don't even know a pain greater at this point in my journey. But when I tell you that situation has made me some of the best of me, what people are getting of me right now is from losing him. Come on, listen. So when we're going through difficult things, all right, it could be a breakup, it could be a loss, it's something difficult to you. You know the things that are difficult, all right? What I want you to do is shift your perspective, all right? Allow it to be a chance for you to grow personally. Everything that happens in this journey is for us to grow. It's for us to learn and grow. Learn and grow. Learn and grow. All right? The more that we grow, the more we expand our capacity. The more we expand our capacity, the more our territory enlarges. Okay? The more we do this and we shift our perspective, the more we die to ourselves, the more we die to those fleshly desires that stunt our growth. Y'all not hearing me. All right? What happens if you have a health issue? All right? I want us to shift our perspective. Use it, whatever the diagnosis is. All right? Use it to reevaluate your lifestyle. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor of this journey. How about that? It's just one of the labels that this journey tried to put on me was the big C. But I'm a survivor, okay? So what do I mean? I had to look at me. Do I blame me for what happened? No. But what I do know is by his stripes, I am healed. So I got to look at what I was doing. I had to look at the way I was eating. I had to look at the way I was living. I had to be true to me, okay? Not to beat ourselves up to the ground, but we got to be willing to be truthful with ourselves. If we are self-deceptive, how honest can we be with one another? I'm asking for a friend. Listen, because it's all perspective. If you will deceive you, you won't make me believe that you won't deceive me. Because if you don't love you enough, you can't love me enough. Ooh, that wasn't in my notes. Okay. So, mindset. All right. What time is it? Because it's just something right there. Right there. Lord, we've got to be, listen, we are being the best version of us unapologetically. We're submitting to Jehovah God while we're doing it. All right. In submission, it's this. I wish I could say what I see, but when you submit, it's almost like this breaking or this crushing of this flesh, because we're spirit with soul wrapped in this flesh. So in submission is a great thing. Servitude is a great thing. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, because in submitting, you become humble. When you are in a place of true submission, you don't look at the people around you. You don't look at the things around you. You're willing to take a good look at you. None of us are exempt of sin. Everything you put your mouth on, you can be if you aren't. Because a lot of what you talk about is what you are. But if we could put that energy into us, and we could die to us, we will become the best version of us. It brings a humility that you'll go from judgment to grace. You'll have compassion. You'll understand that, you know what? I don't want to misunderstand where they are at, because I've been misunderstood. Oh, Lord. Come on. So listen, this journey is happening for you. It's not happening to you. Be willing to submit. Listen, submit to Jehovah God, but submit to the journey. In the way of less of me, more of you. In the way of, is this going to make me better, or is it going to make me worse? In the way of, when things begin to happen and you don't like it, can we figure out why we don't like it? Can we start doing things inward out, not outward in? When stuff starts to happen, and listen, I'm not saying this like I'm rock hard. Anyone knows me, I'm a ball of emotion, all right? I'm full of emotion. Truth of the matter is, there's a season, I'm trying to do better, that my actions were more emotion driven than spirit driven. Because at the end of the day, everything that we're doing is to feed our soul, not our flesh. Emotions come for our flesh, all right? Spirit is our original DNA. But when you start shifting your perspective, you won't be so quick to make emotional decisions. Emotional decisions can put us in a place where life is happening to us. You can get angry. Then when you get slapped, see, you mad and you want to go buck on someone and you get beat up. Life just happened to you because you made an emotional decision. But when you can go and you can start going from the spirit of you, life happens for me. Why am I beefing with her? Why am I at odds with him? You'll start looking at your part. And you might be willing long enough to see you, that you can walk away from the foolishness when you accept that I'm part of the foolishness. All right? Give you more peace. It gives you more grace. And then when that person is picking at you, you'll stop being there to be picked and poked at, and you'll abort. All right? You'll be like Forrest and you'll run. Not because you know or you don't, or not because you don't think you can beat them. But y'all know y'all can be the best fighter. You go on and fight emotionally. You can't even stay focused on the fight and you will get beat up. All right. So anyway, the difference between the mindset of life is happening to you versus life is happening for you, it's all about perspective and attitude towards life's events and challenges. All right. So I just want to make sure we're intentional. Don't fall into a victim mentality. Don't fall into the blame game. Don't even take a passive approach. You know, you can start taking a passive approach to things, and it's really because your mindset is because life is happening to me. You're just not loudly complaining. All right. Passiveness will start waiting for things to happen. Like, we'll have this goal and this vision, and then we'll just sit there and we'll wait for things to happen. Ain't nothing about to happen without no action. All right. See, passiveness can get us lazy. It can get us, it can just take us into these wrong places. And ultimately, it will lead to a victim mentality. And you don't want to have a negative focus. You don't want to be negative. We attract whatever we're giving out. All right. If you just have a negative focus, a negative mind, you look at everything negative things are going to come to you. You're going to draw what you are. Your energy is going to draw the negativity. That's why you can't look at this journey as it's happening to you. Because I guarantee you, you stay there long enough, you're going to fall in a rabbit hole. And anyone who know me, I got a whole lot of them. That's why I got to speak things out. I don't speak. Some people want to take a passive approach because they'll say, oh, well, Nicole, you said, that the enemy has authority, but he don't have no power till I speak it. You're right. But I also say that the inner me is my greatest enemy. And you got to know yourself. For me, I speak it out, not to give him power, but to let him know he's powerless. Because if I let things fester in me, man, the internal war is just bad, because I'm a thinker. I think the next thought. So I will think down these rabbit holes and nobody will even know. All right. You got to be true to you. All right. It's 10:24. I want to stop. So shifting from life is happening to you mindset to a life happening for you mindset, it will significantly enhance the quality of your life. All right? Because you'll begin to look at this journey different. You'll begin to look at yourself differently. You won't get caught up on your age and number. All right? But you'll get caught up in your growth. You'll get caught up in your vision. You'll get caught up in wanting to accomplish certain things. You'll get caught up in all of this. You won't be as stressed. Stress kills. It's not a cliche. I had my oncologist tell me that. All right, Nicole, stress is killing you. That is not a cliche. It is happening to you. All right. The quality of this journey is what we choose to make of it. Understanding that this journey is just the process to the final destiny. So make up your mind, all right? Meal Prep Monday, to shift your perspective and be intentional this week. When this journey, life start lifing, you know what? This is happening for me. It is not happening to me. So let me pause and let me lay this out. Let me see why this is, what do I have control of and what don't I? Let's start right there. Because sometimes we put so much weight on ourselves and it's not our responsibility to carry. Okay? So, Meal Prep Monday. I want you to stay humble, stay focused, stay positive. I know this feels like a lot, but this is a reminder that this is a fixed fight. You've already won. You are the best version of you, so do it unapologetically. Submission, humility, it will birth out everything that you have that is in you, because everything you need is already in you. When we allow this journey to cultivate us, it comes out at the appropriate time. Okay? So stay humble, stay focused, stay positive. Continue to be the best version of you unapologetically, because no one else can do it like you. And you are relevant, you are necessary, you are needed in this world. You're needed more than your family, friends, and enemies need you. Okay? So I am Nicole D. Jones, and I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches.